This story begins with a young woman named Maomao, the daughter of an ordinary apothecary. She lives a quiet and modest life, spending her days helping her father prepare medicines, experimenting with herbs, and carefully studying how different substances react with one another. Maomao has always been curious, intelligent, and practical, but she prefers staying unnoticed rather than standing out. She has no interest in fame, luxury, or attention, only in knowledge and survival. One day, while tending to her usual errands, Maomao's father warns her that kidnappings have been increasing in the city. Although the streets are full of travelers, merchants, and lively crowds, danger hides beneath the surface. Maomao reassures him that she will be careful, believing she understands the risks. However, fate has other plans. Before she even realizes what's happening, Maomao is kidnapped and sold into service at the imperial rear palace. Instead of screaming or fighting back, she calmly accepts her situation. From her perspective, panicking would change nothing. She tells herself that she will simply serve her term, earn her wages, and leave once her contract ends. Upon entering the rear palace, Maomao learns just how vast and restrictive this world is. The rear palace is a secluded area reserved for the emperor's concubines, servants, and eunuchs. Thousands of people live inside, cut off from the outside world. Most servants are barely literate, trained only enough to obey orders. Despite the palace's grandeur, Maomao finds it suffocating. She misses her freedom, her father, and the simplicity of her old life. As Maomao settles into her duties, she begins to notice strange things happening inside the palace. One of the emperor's consorts, Lady Lihua, has recently given birth, but both she and her newborn child appear sickly. Around the same time, another consort's child also falls ill. Whispers begin spreading among the servants, rumors of a palace curse. People claim that every one of the emperor's previous children has died from mysterious illnesses. Political tension quietly builds between Lady Lihua and another favored consort named Gyokuyu. While others gossip and speculate, Maomao carefully observes. She notices symptoms that don't match an ordinary illness. Although she wants to stay uninvolved, she can't ignore what she sees. Maomao suspects poison. She discreetly investigates and discovers that the source of the illness isn't a curse at all, but a beauty powder used by the consorts. The powder, made from toxic flowers such as rhododendrons, is slowly poisoning both mothers and children. Maomao attempts to warn Lady Lihua, but her advice is dismissed. Tragically, Lady Lihua's child dies. However, Maomao leaves an anonymous warning note near Gyokuyu's quarters. Thanks to this warning, Gyokuyu stops using the powder in time, and her baby survives. This single act changes everything. Maomao is summoned and questioned by Jinshi, a strikingly beautiful and mysterious palace official. He quickly realizes that Maomao can read, write, and analyze situations far beyond an ordinary servant. When confronted, Maomao admits she was trained as an apothecary and explains exactly how the poison works. Impressed and grateful, Gyokuyu offers Maomao a promotion to become her lady-in-waiting. Although Maomao originally wanted to stay invisible, she accepts the position, knowing refusal might raise suspicion. Soon after, another incident shakes the palace. Soldiers sent to a nearby village collapse after eating their meals, and villagers are accused of poisoning them. Jinshi informs Maomao of the situation, and she suggests that the poison may not have come from the food at all, but from contaminated firewood used during cooking. Jinshi begins to watch Maomao more carefully. Back in the palace, Maomao is assigned a dangerous but important role. She becomes the official poison taster for Gyokyu. Shockingly, she treats the job casually. Years of experimenting with toxins have made her resistant to most poisons, and she shows no fear while tasting each dish. She even suggests using silver plates that change color when exposed to poison. Despite her usefulness, Maomao deliberately hides the full extent of her abilities. She doesn't want anyone profiting from her knowledge. Over time, poison tasting becomes routine. But new mysteries continue appearing. Strange rumors spread of a ghost haunting the rear palace. Maids claim they've seen a woman in white wandering at night. Maomao investigates and uncovers the truth. The ghost is actually a dancer named Fuyu who has begun sleepwalking due to extreme stress and anxiety after losing the emperor's favor. Maomao explains that emotional trauma can cause such behavior. Unfortunately, despite the explanation, Fuyu is eventually sent away from the palace, leaving Maomao unsettled by how disposable people are in this world. Later, Maomao is ordered to care for Lady Lihua once again. This time, Maomao notices something alarming. Li Hua's face is covered in pale makeup. Upon investigation, Maomao discovers that the makeup contains the same poisonous powder that caused her illness before. Furious, Maomao exposes the poison, slaps scents into the negligent servants, and forces them to wash the makeup off immediately. Over the next 2 months, Maomao personally nurses Lady Li Hua back to health. Li Hua slowly regains her strength, but she fears she has lost the emperor's affection forever. Maomao bluntly tells her that survival itself is proof she still wants to live, and that alone matters. As the seasons change, preparations begin for a grand garden party. Maomao creates warming candies and designs special underrobes to help servants endure the cold. During the party, tension between concubines rises and disputes break out among servants. As the palace poison taster, Maomao samples each dish. Suddenly, a man secretly warns her that one of the soups is poisoned. Maomao has already swallowed some of it. Jinshi immediately forces her to take medicine and purge the poison from her body, saving her life. Moments later, a minister collapses after eating the same soup. Maomao investigates and uncovers the truth. The poisoning wasn't intentional. It was caused by a dish being swapped combined with a severe seafood allergy. Rather than punish the servants involved, Maomao quietly protects them, understanding the fear and pressure they live under. During the party, Maomao receives several hairpins as gifts. She later learns their meaning. Hairpins symbolize permission to leave the rear palace as long as the woman has an escort. Using one of these hairpins, Maomao requests permission to visit her home. She chooses Haku as her escort and finally reunites with her father. She tells him about her strange life in the palace, and for the first time in months, she feels at peace. While visiting home, Maomao saves 2 poisoned children using quick thinking and medical skill. She uncovers a revenge plot involving a womanizer and a grieving sister, reminding her how pain can push people to extremes. When Maomao returns to the palace, Jinshi confronts her. He's upset, not only that she misunderstood the meaning of the hairpin he gave her, but that she chose another man to escort her. Maomao, annoyed but calm, brushes it off. As she resumes her duties, Maomao reflects on how different her life has become. She stands between 2 worlds, freedom and confinement, knowledge and danger. Despite poison, politics, and power struggles, she realizes she has found purpose. And within the imperial palace, her story is far from over.